I welcome everyone to my channel. And again, stories from life. All girls want to live like in a fairy tale, but unfortunately, reality does not always meet our expectations. I want to be an optimist, but sad stories of girlfriends and my own sad experience do not allow me to hope for a particularly bright future. Of course, almost all beginning relationships are romance, SMS before going to bed, flowers at meetings. But all romantic fairy tales, as a rule, end quite quickly. The usual gray days come, in which you just realize that you have a boyfriend and take everything for granted. But there are also girls who are lucky enough to meet a real prince in their lives. My classmate Katyusha is exactly one of those girls. We've known her for 2 years. She is very beautiful, looks great, very pleasant and sociable girl. For 2 years now, she has been dating a guy who studies at an art school. To be honest, this is probably the most beautiful and suitable couple I've ever known. The guy is really very talented, and the school develops in him even more his amazing abilities to surprise others with simple things. On Katya's birthday, which is in January, he prepared an amazing surprise for her. He laid out a huge heart of red roses in the courtyard of the university. There was no free window, no matter where people gathered to find out for whom this charm was prepared. Also, the guy plays the guitar wonderfully. He wrote a very beautiful song for her, and arranged with us to put it as a ringtone on our phones and call each other. Katya recognized his creation almost immediately. When they celebrated their second year together, he gave her a very cute 2 dolls, she and he. It's amazing how similar the dolls and their prototypes were. There were a lot of pleasant surprises, declarations of love on the bulletin board, red and white balloons for March 8th. Chocolates flying into the open window of the girl, and Katya answered and responds with tenderness, affection, attentiveness and, of course, love. Well, what else is needed for happiness? For a considerable time that I have known this couple, I have never noticed any quarrels or resentments. Sometimes from such a romantic display of feelings, the girls watching this tale of love, the heart just starts pounding continuously. It's so nice to see that perfect relationships still exist and they can be seen so close. Katya and her boyfriend have only a year left to study. They have huge plans for a future together, and a very soon wedding. This will be the beginning of their future. Everyone supports them and is just sure that everything will go on with them like in fairy tales about love, those very romantic fairy tales where love knows no end. Author, Sweet Fiasco. There are hundreds of rhetorical questions in the world, the answers to which are practically absent, or each person has his own, unique, individual answer. Definition of the concept of love. What is love and why someone needs it? This is exactly the case when there is no clear definition, because it simply cannot be. And yet there are many factors that indicate that love lives among us, that we live by it. There are internal and external indicators of the presence of this feeling in this state. Flying gait, joy in the eyes, the desire to create and multiply, this is love. The desire to possess, the desire to have, to hide from everyone, to retire only together and not share your happiness is also love. Such different concepts, completely opposite definitions. And the result is the same. In the Soviet film, The Formula of Love, Count Cagliostro, who is engaged in the derivation of the formula of love, eventually concluded that love is an opportunity to give your life for another without hesitation. There is something so mystical, heroic, romantic, tragic about it. Our time is absolutely no different from life 3 or 5 centuries ago in terms of human emotions and relationships. In the same way we sympathize with each other, get angry, make friends, fall in love, get married, raise children and continue to love throughout the time allotted to us from above, just like our ancestors. Based on this, You need to be able to keep in your soul the feeling of love pure, tender and faithful to the object of love. They say that only the first and last love can be real, and all the others are just a pastime. But we all know in practice that all these concepts are quite conditional, and therefore it is not necessary to fixate on them and adhere to them at all. Your love, your relationship is every time a new beautiful page of your life book, and you need to write it so that there is no feeling of futility of writing it. When you are ready to devote your days and nights, your deeds and thoughts to a person, and he unconditionally does the same for his part, then you are lucky to have already met the one or the only one who will help you fully experience the state defined by the beautiful word love. And if your bright feeling is treated as a consumer, then run away from such people and do not regret the separation. Do not waste the diamonds of your soul on them. As folk wisdom says, don't throw beads in front of pigs, they won't appreciate it anyway. Author, Natalia Filova. Irritably slammed my laptop shut. As they say, I got out to a quiet village to work. On the street, some rock composition from 10 years ago was thundering. Before looking out the window, I threw off my scarf and straightened my bangs. Still, I am a learned lady, a graduate student and a candidate of economics without 5 minutes. It is not good for others to know that I like to work with a bright bandana tied on my head. In this remote place, where there is not even a mobile connection, I escaped for a month and a half in the hope of complete silence and serenity, which are so necessary for me to complete my dissertation. I have too many friends in my hometown, and in the whirl of social life it is difficult to focus on scientific work. The hostess said that mostly pensioners live in the village. I wonder which one of them has a tape recorder Saturn. I went out on the porch and froze. There was an Apollo standing by the well in the next yard. No, rather, it was a kind of symbiosis of Schwarzenegger, Dolph Lundgren and Tarzan. The hostess who jumped out after me said that it was a local tractor driver Mitka and invited the guy into the house. I have always disbelieved stories about love and despised the mannered style of women's novels. But looking at the white-toothed, dark-skinned handsome man, I was numb, my legs even gave way slightly. And I had to plop down on a dilapidated wicker chair. I was afraid of only one thing, that now he would speak and destroy the charm of the Hollywood image with clumsy words. Handsome walked around the room and noticed my laptop. Now, probably, he will admire the unprecedented device, I thought. However, Mitenka, noticing a selection of business magazines on the table, addressed me in the language of Shakespeare. From surprise, I even began to stutter, and a cheerful tractor driver offered a horse ride around the neighborhood. We chatted about Glazunov's paintings and Kierkegaard's philosophy. The most fantastic stories about love have a real foundation. It turns out that Dmitri and I were from the same city. In the past he was a translator, traveled a lot. He was interested in American ecological settlements. He caught fire with the idea and decided to look for like-minded people. I forgot about my dissertation. We were on a boat, looking for wild honey in the hollows of century-old trees. They found the ruins of an old chapel. Dima said that there used to be an old believers' settlement there. Among the green logs I noticed a small silver icon and took it as a good sign. I made my choice. Every morning I run barefoot to the well and get clean water. But for breakfast I do not brew forest herbs, but real Arabica. Mitya promises that soon we will have the internet, and I will be able to finish the work. Author, Marina 7788.